This morning, I'm going to expand on my monthly food budget system. I allowed myself about $400 per month for my food. And I was thinking, was that really realistic? Good morning, everyone. It's Karen from Karen's Retirement. How you doing? Oh, welcome back to a beautiful Tuesday morning here in Indiana. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about my food budget. I'm going to show you my inventory on paper and my inventory in the fridge and the freezer. And I'm also going to talk about how I've chosen to, let's say, distribute it onto a calendar so that I know about how many meals that I can get out of this food that I have. So let's go take a look. So here we have what's on inventory on hand in the fridge, the freezer, the pantry. You can see that I've put down, like with bacon, I have 2 packs. Now 2 packs means I got one and cut it in 2, and this will make, like, each of these will make like 2 meals. Thighs, there's 14 packs from Costco. These each make 2 meals for me, and so on down the line. Like ground pork, I have 4. I've used 1. Each of these makes a meal. I have chops. Now there's 4 in the pack, so that's probably 2 meals. I have part of a pork shoulder, or 2 of them, and I've used 1. This is 2 meals. One of these is 2 meals for me. Same with the burgers. I bought 6. I've used 2, and each one of those is a meal. And then these are others like fillers. You have cherries and berries, butter, eggs. There's Havarti. Now I get dried beans and I cook them. So I have a bag of dried beans and I have 6 containers of cooked. Same with the rice. I have a bag of dried and I have 3 that are cooked. And then as I use them up, I will mark them off. Now these are in the freezer so they don't go bad. I have 1 container of cooked little potatoes. They're in the freezer. And then beans and rice together are cooked together in the freezer. So for half and half, I have 4. I use 1 a week. I have coconut water. There's 16. I can usually, and there are 16 ounces. And I get these, they're organic coconut water I get from Aldi, 16 ounces. And yeah, one of these will last me about 2 days. I have Cafe Bustelo coffee. I have 6 cans right now. I have 10 slices of sourdough. I decided that I was going to spread it out. Otherwise, it's just, I'll eat too much of it. I also buy water. Now, I get 2 of these every 2 weeks. Now, this is not a recyclable one. It's one that I keep. I have 2 of them. And every other week, I'll take them in. I'll get at Walmart and I'll fill them up. And they are $2.68 a gallon. No, it's 58 cents a gallon. So they're like $2.58, $2.68 a piece each time I go. Now over here is like a makeshift calendar I made up. So here it's a pork shoulder. I've eaten it. I have ground pork. I didn't cook it yet. It'll probably get cooked today. But this isn't like in stone. It's just, doling it out to see where I could go, like all these thighs, like every other day. And so this size will, they'll last me 2 days. Yeah. Burger. I got eggs from a lady next door who has chickens, and I distributed out 2 at a time how many there could be, so that I had a better idea of what I was spending, what I had, and what I'm eating. Now in the freezer here, you'll see that I have chicken, lots of chicken. This pork tenderloin is more than 2 meals. There's burger. I have the cherries and berries. Here's where some of the rice and beans are together. My sourdough, rice and beans, pork shoulder, bacon, ground pork. And in the refrigerator, this is my coconut water. Now I have figured out how much it is. These are $1.49 a piece. And so each month I'll get, these are left over from July. That's a whole new pack. I have burger in here to make. There's ground pork and bacon, my half and half. Now chicken I did this morning. I did chicken thighs in the air fryer this morning. And so that's the the remnants of the butter and the chicken grease and juice, that I will actually save all that because I saved the bones for the chicken. Yeah, here's the bones for the chicken. Once I go through all this chicken, I will then make a broth or a stock. Now, in general, when I go shopping for my food budget, I say $400 because that includes groceries and gas, like my toiletries or household goods and things like that. So I wanted to see on food alone how much I was spending in a month, how I was delegating it out for meals, and how many meals I would have. So for the month of August, I have spent $260 on food alone that will last me for the entire month. It comes to, if you figure in $260 for 31 days, it's $8.38 a day for me to eat. And if you do the 4.3 for weeks in a month, it's $60.47-ish cents per week. I was actually kind of surprised, but I think in part because I have included gas and all the other things, the toiletries, the hygiene products, household stuff. And so I'm going to have to, or what I want to is have a food budget and a household budget. So that'll be something that I'll work on at a later time. So for now, yeah, I'm a little surprised, I guess, because I didn't realize I wasn't spending that much money on food. And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to save more money to put back into my savings? Because if I schedule out my food and when I'm going to have it, or how many meals in a month it'll give me, then I can, determine how much money I can put back into my savings. How much am I actually spending because I'm not paying attention? So yeah, it's kind of a new thing, and whatever. So I don't have any specific recipes. I use my air fryer a lot. I do have food sensitivities, so I do eat a mostly protein-based diet. The chicken thighs that I did this morning, I did 2 packs. I put them in the oven, and I took the chicken skins and put those in the air fryer. So that was a nice, that was my breakfast this morning. So, but the chicken that I made today will last me probably through tomorrow. I have the ground pork. I just like to cook it up, and I'll have that with some eggs. I didn't realize how actually inexpensively I was eating. Now, I know many other people are living more frugally probably than I am, but I can't eat what they eat. And so I totally get that their meals are a lot less than mine probably are. And of course, I'm not feeding a family, I'm just feeding myself. So anyhow, that's what I got today for that. If you're interested in any more of an explanation or an expansion on that, let me know. Comment on what you're doing and give me a little thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again soon.